Hey together, Aaron the Black Dragon's back, and welcome all of you to another part of Horizon Zero Dawn Completed Edition, where we are inside of FARO Automated Solutions, I think it was. It's fast for short, so I'm pretty sure that it is that. And we are trying to get right now to the macro's end, to Ted FARO's office. Because apparently there's some stuff going on here that may or may not have something to do with us. So let's just continue on.
What was this place? What were they doing here?
It was a corporation. A group of people not unlike a tribe. And they made machines.
Yeah, go on.
I've uploaded some data files to your focus. They'll help you understand.
Okay. Some debris just falling down and disappearing. Okay, so we get some interesting stuff. We have the bio of Elizabeth Sobek. Elizabeth, actually. There's no TH, so it would be Elizabeth. Elizabeth, sorry. Let's see. Elizabeth Sobek, born March 11th, 2020, last year. Congratulations to your first birthdays, Elizabeth! Woo! Is an American scientist, roboticist and engineer, widely regarded as one of the greatest minds of the 21st century. Born and raised outside Carson City, Nevada. Now we know where she lives. She enrolled at Stanford University at age 13, earning a BS in experimental physics and computer science at age 16. She completed her PhD in robotics and artificial intelligence design at Carnegie Mellon University in 2040 and joined FARO Automated Solutions. That was it. I think. Did I say that? I'm not sure. As a junior scientist the same year, rising quick to the chief scientist at the age of 2020. Big brain. Over the next 8 years, her green robot designs played a vital role in realizing the environmental cleanup and detoxification effort of the clawback. Decade, propelling fast to the forefront of its field. In 2048, she suddenly resigned from fast, protesting the company's pivot to automated military technology. In 2049, she founded Miriam Technologies, a firm devoted to life-positive robotics and other technologies. Miriam has since become one of the world's largest suppliers of green robots, winning numerous awards and accolades, including the 2053 Nobel Prize for Physics and the 2056 Rachel Carson Award for Environmental Progress. Good on ya, Elizabeth. Ted FARO. Theodore FARO. Theodore Ted FARO, born December 24th, 2013. Not bad, FARO. You're 8. Yes, you're 8. Good job. Is an American entrepreneur and business magnate. He is the founder of FARO Automated Solutions, FAS. The largest corporation of all time, the world's wealthiest individual and the first ever trillionaire, born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. He enrolled at the University of California, Los Angeles, where he studied business for 2 years before dropping out in 2033 to start FAS. Trillionaires. I don't think we have them yet, but hey, you, me, can correct us, them all. Thank me. Though it struggled at first, the company broke through at the end of the troubled 2030s with the popular lines of personal servitors and bodyguard bots. Then it exploded when its famous line of green robots led the race to solve the climate crisis during the 2040s clawback. At the end of that decade, FAS opened a military defense branch, dominating the world market for automated military platforms by 2053. The success of FAS has made Mr. FARO the world's best known businessman, one of its most sought after speakers and a major voice in politics, culture and international affairs. And we have FAS, the definition of the word corporation, and a reception log. I'm just gonna let you read through all of that. Because that's something that I'm more interested in the people themselves than that. And we're gonna also, sorry, here if you need the definition of the word corruption, they might be close entangled, read it out so that you can find out. And then the reception log, because that's something a little bit more interesting. 9:54 AM, Field Commandant Deng of the Indo-Malaya Agricultural Combine arrived with his delegation. Refreshments to be served before their 10:15 AM sales presentation to the chariot line. Per instructions, food will be vegetarian only, I think. No, we already had that. So we're good to go. Sorry. Need to find my way. Okay, there's a log over there that we can read. Or listen to actually. R&D lab retooling.
Now I know this must seem like a bizarre change in direction. I mean, we're FARO Automated Solutions, right? #1 robotics firm in the world. Why would we clear our production slate to fabricate human-operated vehicles and weapon systems, the relics of the past? All I can say at this juncture is... trust me, we will be exploiting a massive, growth opportunity by retooling and reallocating capacity according to my plan. So I will need revised projections of mass fabrication velocity across every pipeline within 36 hours.
So they were making machines, then they stopped to make other kinds of weapons? Why?
My guess here would be because
The air. There's no smell to it, not even old death. Nothing natural.
yeah. So my assumption here would be we kind of already got a clue that the machines went haywire. So my assumption here is that FARO already knew about the machines going haywire at this point. And so he stopped making automated machines and decided to make man-operated machines so that he can combat the machines that are automated because they were no longer under his control. Would make sense, wouldn't it? It's just looks like a place to go, but no, we can actually go that way. Hold up. I'm always curious in 50,000 places.
But I could get through.
I hate it. Too many places to go. Complaint. From Chief Fritkin. Hey reception, if that is your real name, wanna know who scheduled Indo-Malay right next to the fresh grounds? That would be me, Senior VP of Sales. Wanna know why? After that little hair pulling incident, both sides increased their bids by 40%. I'll explain, because your receptionist level brains probably requires it. Those two sides are fighting. And what do we sell? That's right, combat machines. We want them to hate each other. So they will try to fight each other with what? That's right again, combat machines, which they will pay us a lot of money for. So I suggest you go back to serving coffee with a blank smile and let me do my much more complicated job. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Fritkin, to you. Or just a major level asshole. That also sounds like what I would call you. So I can't go through here, but something tells me that this is the way forward. So I want to check out the other place first. Yes, if I would have played this beforehand again, I maybe would know where to go, but I haven't, so we are semi-blind stumbling through this whole place, and that is what I like, because that way I get to re-explore everything a little bit. Sorry, that was not the button that I actually wanted to aim for. Okay, there's just some supplies. Gotta take all of them. Anything else of interest here? Nah, was just some supplies. In that case, now we can move forward. But here we finally get to learn about the dark past of the world of Horizon Zero Dawn. Not just Horizon, because the new game is gonna come out. You know, I could have done anything about that, but I kinda just accepted it as fated.
Looks like I can climb here.
Yeah.
And I can use that as a ramp to get back up.
Or I can just fall back down and break my cankles. We're back at the beginning. But there's a little path to climb up, so who cares? But yeah, there's the next game in the story coming out, which will be Forbidden West, which I'm very much looking forward to. Which will broaden out the story of Aloy and her fight against the machines. I'm a little bit confuzzled right now. That does not seem like the place to go. Okay, I see where I need to go. Good. So I had my intentions. My intentions were clear. But I just went the wrong way, so I'm good. Good.
Made it.
Yes, and we're not even all the way up yet. Okay.
Looks like the way up.
Okay, so that means
Most of it.
we're gonna check it out in a moment. Let's go over here first. Oh, what do we have here? A spiritual summit from FARO. Paula, recent events have sharpened my perspective, and I think that I and FAS in general have been neglecting the spiritual side of things. Not under any specific religious framework, of course, but in a more general sense, as in not giving enough thought to our shared values, hopes and aspirations for the afterlife. I'd like you to reach out to religious leaders of every stripe with the intention of scheduling a conference soon. Very soon. I'll have more thoughts about the agenda later. But for now, let's put out some feelers and see if we can lock something in. Make it a big tent. No cooks, but anyone with a credible audience. Let's go deluxe. Make it clear we'll spare no expense. Thanks, Ted. Here you can see that at this point he already knew what was going on, and he already started to plan to make amends for everyone, not just for himself, even though he probably has a big part to play in all of that went wrong. But in a situation like this, everyone who does not question things that are going on, they're at least partially to blame for what's going on. Sorry? Fast campus log. Fast campus security log. High priority alert. Automated log node. All non-essential systems have entered hibernation. High priority alert. Automated log node. Full lockdown has been initiated. Due to the increasing frequency of violent protests targeting the campus, the security of FAS employees can no longer be guaranteed. Therefore, we have taken the difficult decision to shutter this facility indefinitely. Staff will be briefed on a block-by-block basis regarding proper procedure for archiving and or disposal of project-related data and materials. High-Sec and Crisis team will then conduct exit review before all areas are locked down. Another there's just high priority alerts everywhere, which you can just assume that. Priority messaging to all staff in E and F blocks. Treat the current lockdown situation as an exercise, but do not attempt to release the hatchets or otherwise exit the buildings. Reminder that while high-sec personnel remain committed to employee safety during the current unfortunate events, personal firearms must be relinquished when presenting for identity scan. Additional public access roads en route to the campus have now been closed to relief. Reading today is a little bit difficult. Relief waiting time at the outer security cordons. High-Sec reminds all staff that the campus remains off limits to the public. Following recent campus security issues, all staff are reminded that presenting for identity scan and displaying your security badge prominently at all times for image analytics are both mandatory. In light of recent acts of terrorism directed at the rapid transit system, HiSec now offers a Big Brother initiative to accompany staff traveling from off-site. Sign-up is required and strongly encouraged. 48 more entries in high priority, additional entries corrupted. Okay. Yeah, just a whole lot of stuff.
People were angry at FARO, at the corporation. They blamed this place for something. Something bad.
Well, don't worry, Aloy, we will figure it out. Let's just see what's down here. Because this looks big and interesting. Holo projector. Well, let's see.
The ACA-3 Scarab combines conventional and information warfare capabilities in one package. Designed for high-speed, all-terrain reconnaissance, it boasts the world's highest survivability rating of any Scout-class autonomous agent. Maybe it's the Scarab's emergency biomass conversion systems that ensure it always makes it back to base, even if fuel supply lines have been interdicted. Or maybe it's the Scarab's ability to slave enemy robots to its own network. Now that's force multiplication. Add a prehensile manipulator arm that can handle a host of functions, from 360-degree less lethal riot management to surgical repairs of Allied chariot line models. And you've got the workhorse of any cutting-edge peacekeeping fleet.
The Corruptor. Slave enemy robots to its own network. It sounds like it's talking about how it corrupts machines.
Yep. Let's see, what do we get from here?
The BOR-7 Horus. Imagine your complete engagement ecosystem comprehensively managed by a high-speed learning machine network. Whether your need is to replace battlefield losses or intensify force projection, the Horus's onboard manufacturing capabilities mean you'll never get stuck waiting for the next arms delivery. Simply redefine your force parameters, and the Horus will fabricate additional units to fill the ranks for an affordable per-unit licensing fee. Meanwhile, the biomass conversion systems of other chariot line models allow them to keep the Horus fueled, repaired, and ready, extending its operational tolerances beyond that of any competing Titan-class platform. That's the Horus advantage. Always regulating, always ready. The future of automated warfare made real today.
The Metal Devil. So these were FARO machines too. Manufacturing capabilities. They can make more of themselves.
Apparently.
Then how would you ever stop them?
Well, eventually they have to run out of resources. Those are, by the way, if you're not aware of that, I cannot show you the normal world map. Is that a thing? Wait, no. Cannot show you the normal world map right now. I will show it to you maybe next episode, because I don't know if I can show it to you today what they mean with that. If I remember. But I hope I do. We're just gonna move forward, but these things are technically all over the map. I wanna show it to you.
The FSP-5 Kopesh provides a one-size-fits-all solution to main battle force capability. Metamaterial construction delivers unmatched recoil dampening, allowing you to field any weapon package that conforms to your budget needs and conflict resolution profile. Patented biomass conversion systems allow extended emergency operations with minimal environmental impact. Multilinear target processing provides simultaneous real-time threat analysis and legal review for autonomous domestic operations. Or control can be slaved to the swarm's neural network for weapons-free force application. Either way, when it's time to call out the big guns, it's time to call Kopesh.
The Deathbringer. So this was the heavy hitter. Main battle force indeed.
I mean, yes. Those are the big machines that we fought so far. The Scarab and the Kopesh. we have not fought Horus. And once I get to show you what a Horus is, you might even question yourself if we ever will fight one of these things. To which I will say, maybe. I'm gonna keep it vague at least a little bit. If you know the game, then you know it. If you don't know the game, then this will be vague enough so that you might still be intrigued. Or you think to yourself, okay, you dumbass, you could have just said yes or no and that would be fine as well. And then I say, nah, that'd be too easy. Where am I going right now? I don't see. There we go. Next ladder. Okay, we see all of the places to go, which makes it easy. Come on. Up there.
It's gonna be a long way up. Frozen metal most of the way.
Yes.
Not making this easy, Dr. Sobek.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Aloy, this probably was a lot easier when...
Plants can find a way to hang on up here. Guess I can too.
I mean, nature is tough. But I just wanna say, Aloy, this place probably was a little bit easier to navigate back in the days when it was still a fully functional operational system. Not just a mess like that. What do we have here? Regarding the rumors.
This began when they engaged in unauthorized offensive operations against robots and human personnel of the Hearts Timor Energy Combine. Now I wish that I could relate that the crisis has been exaggerated, but it's not. The peacekeepers have not responded to stand-down codes, and by all signs they appear to be replicating at a precipitous rate. Now what I can promise you, can absolutely assure you, is that I am already devoting every possible resource towards reaching a speedy conclusion to this issue. So when you hear the bad talk about us against this company in the days, maybe weeks to come, just bear in mind that we will get past this. And the day's coming when none of this will matter.
Peacekeepers. That's what they called their machines. They were built for war, not peace.
Yeah. Everything that's built to kill is not really built for peace, in my opinion. So, and everyone that sells peace with a weapon, yeah, that's like snake's oil.
It's heavy. World's going white.
Yeah. Well, seems like we're gonna have to go down here. Whoop, we're fine. We're good. Chill water. Oh, of course we're gonna find some chill water up here. I mean, what else would we find up here? Run and jump! Oof. I would not have chosen to grab that one, but whatever, Aloy. Run and jump! Okay. Definitely don't want to go down. We are on our way up right now. Should get it closer and closer to the end here. Ooh, I could use like a hot cocoa or something. No? Well, you know, I was hopeful that we get something. Let's just move on. Look at it all. Kind of looks gorgeous. Still above us. Okay, there we go. But we should be getting closer and closer. Can't be that much higher at this point. Metal vessels and metal shards. I have a good amount of shards right now. Good, there's something back there. Oh, started raining. My eye is itching. Give me a moment. Have you ever have it that your eye just out of nowhere started to itch like crazy? I can drop the ledge here, which probably is a smarter idea than the one that I just had that was, just jump over there. What bad could happen? And since a lot of bad could happen, let's not fall down in there.
Forget about traveling light.
I mean, we can use the stuff, Aloy. I mean, we're really freaking high up, so... BINDA Sea Incident. From Stacey Anders. Bob, another problem to add to our big steaming pile. Apparently a fisherman in the BINDA Sea captured video of Hart's Timor Horus unit refueling via biomatter conversion along the shoreline of Palua Weta on the part of endangered dolphins, no less. Quite possibly the last of the kind. Not to get graphic, but it looks like what happens inside the blender. As if the robot was whipping up a big pink swirling milkshake of dolphin chum. Our suppression team has scrubbed it from 43 networks, but it's still propagating, so it's only a matter of time before it goes viral. Prepared statement feels grossly insufficient. Any suggestions? This one's a real stinker. Stacey Anders. Well, Stacey, that seems like a little bit of an understatement. But hey, if you just make...
Yep. All it takes is a few good handholds.
I mean, luckily we have them, but if you make machines that just take...
Wonder what we'll find.
Well, we're gonna find out in a moment. If you just make machines that refuel on biofuel and don't care for what the fuel actually is, yeah, then sure, stuff will go bad. Let's find out what's going on here. Because this will be really interesting right now.
All data has been erased from this device. Do you wish to deploy either privileges to recover purged data?
Oh yes, I believe I do.
A file has been recovered.
Scan the data file. Well, let's scan it and see what's going on.
Elizabeth, good to, it's been years.
Where's your legal team, Ted?
No need. I dropped all 18 lawsuits the moment you landed. I assume your data confirms this.
Alright, this promises to be interesting.
Perhaps we could have lunch brought in. You know, get reacquainted.
I know you, Ted. You screwed something up, something big, or you wouldn't have eaten the crow necessary to get me here. So, spit it out.
There's a glitch in the chariot line.
Your killer robots?
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
So shut them down.
Obviously, Liz, we would, if we could. They're not responding.
Are you telling me a swarm has gone rogue, Ted?
It's worse than that.
Show me the data then. And I'll take that lunch. Alone.
Ted FARO brought Elizabeth Sobek here, but they hated each other.
Another file has been recovered.
Well then, let me see what's going on with that one.
This isn't a glitch. It's a catastrophe.
Fully aware. It's bad.
Bad?
Jesus, Liz.
It's not bad, Ted. It's apocalyptic. You built a line of killer robots
Peacekeepers.
that consume biomass as fuel,
In emergencies.
and you made them capable of self-replication.
Limited, self-manufacture, controlled.
Not anymore. The glitch severed chain of command. The only nation this swarm answers to now is itself.
You think I did?
Everything else is just food. And at the rate it's replicating, Ted, it will strip the Earth bare in 15 months. We're not talking fall of civilization. We're talking extinction.
I get it, Liz. So how do I stop it while it's contained?
It's not contained. It can't be.
You know what I mean.
Right. Before the truth gets out, you mean?
Liz, I will do anything you say. Keep working it, and whatever you recommend, I'll do.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Ted.
The FARO robots threatened all life on Earth, but somehow she defeated them. The world of the old ones fell, but life went on, or we wouldn't be here.
A final file has been recovered.
I want to point out, it's extremely difficult to shoot these scenes. I'm trying my best here, so I'm sorry if they don't look good. Okay.
Project Zero Dawn. Jesus, Liz. There has to be another way.
If there were a nicer way to fix your mess, I would have proposed it.
But this? This? When I asked you to find a cure, I didn't expect it to be worse than the disease.
It's not, Ted. It may be grim, but it's our only chance. Now sign the proposal.
Sign it? I can't sign that.
Yes, you can.
That? Liz, I cannot in good conscience sign that.
You've got a choice, Ted.
I know.
I am speaking to you from a VTOL en route to U.S. Robot Command. In 15 minutes, I meet with General Harris and the rest of the Joint Chiefs.
What? Are you crazy?
Now your choice is what I tell them. Sign, and I'll tell them the wealthiest corporation on Earth has guaranteed the funds necessary to build Zero Dawn. Exactly as I've designed it. Or don't sign, and I will make sure they and everyone else on this planet knows the real cause of the glitch.
Jesus, Liz. You don't have to threaten me. I'll sign.
Look on the bright side, Ted. From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at. Footing the bill while others get their hands dirty.
God forgive me.
What made her solution so terrible?
Well,
What did she do to stop the robots?
about that.
Executive access detected.
Oh,
Express lift opened.
that's nice. Before we go down there, there's stuff over there that I definitely want to have. Well, what is a solution that could be worse than the problem in the eyes of Ted FARO? Well, that's the name of the game. I'll have to figure out what the solution in that case was.
This doesn't add up. Sobek couldn't have been my mother. She lived ages ago. All this searching, and I'm still no closer.
That's your reaction to everything you've just learned? To whine like a spoiled child?
You should really try talking that way to me face to face.
As you wish. Do you really have no idea how monumental are the discoveries you just made, Aloy? I expected more of you.
So, you have a face. Got a name to go with it?
Of all the questions you could ask right now, that's the one you choose. I've spent decades searching the ruins of the old ones, trying to solve the mystery of what happened to them. For years, I've suspected that FARO robots destroyed their civilization, but I could never confirm it. And in minutes, you uncover more ancient knowledge than I have in a lifetime, and what you want to know is my name. Silence. That's my name. Now, why don't you try asking another question? Something less trivial.
If you're so smart, why do you know so little after a lifetime scratching around in the dirt? It's not my fault you're bad at what you do. I came to these ruins looking for Elizabeth Sobek, not because of the things she did centuries ago, but because people are trying to kill me right now, today. I've got bigger problems to deal with than your crap.
Congratulations. You just graduated from whining to throwing a temper tantrum. I'm sure Elizabeth would be proud. You need to get a grip on yourself and start thinking straight. Only then will you see just how big your problems really are.
What exactly are you talking about?
You've chased a personal riddle into a crowd of larger mysteries. The common thread is your connection to Elizabeth Sobek.
But what is that connection? She couldn't have been my mother if she lived centuries ago.
We don't know the connection yet. The only way to find out is to keep going, to keep making discoveries. Thanks to you, we've only just now learned that FARO robots once threatened to end life on Earth.
But it didn't happen. The old one's civilization was destroyed, but life was saved.
Obviously. So, what did Elizabeth do? How did she stop the robots before all was lost?
What was Project Zero Dawn?
Exactly the question. Now, are you ready to go get the answer?
Of course I am.
Then why are you still standing here?
Not so fast, Silence. You've got some explaining to do.
I've told you quite enough. If you still got questions, be quick about it and stop wasting my time.
You said you've known for some time that FARO war machines destroyed the civilization of the old ones.
The evidence pointed that way. But until now, I never knew the full scope of their danger. That they could process organic matter into fuel, or that the Horus class could manufacture more robots. Like a cauldron on legs.
But the robots we've seen so far, the Corruptors and Deathbringers, they don't do those things.
Not yet, anyway. So far, we haven't encountered any that are undamaged. At full power, who knows what they're capable of? Now, if that's enough talking, be on your way.
Oh no. I'm just getting started. You've been getting a free ride on my focus, risking nothing while I risk everything. All I have to do is take this thing off my head, and you'll be blind, deaf, and dumb. So quit complaining and answer my questions.
Very well. Proceed.
Who are you, Silence? And what are your intentions?
You really need to make this personal? I'm a lone wanderer who left his tribe behind a long time ago. An explorer of forbidden places, a searcher of lost knowledge. Exactly as I said.
Why do you know so much about the Eclipse?
I happen to know a lot about a lot of things. If what you're really asking is whether I work for the Eclipse or anyone else, I don't. I am nothing if not independent.
You've been using my focus to spy on me. How's that possible?
Every focus emits a signal, a voice, that only other focuses can hear. I know how to string those voices together, how to make them talk to each other, to communicate, even over vast distances.
How do you learn to do that?
Years of study and experimentation. In principle, it's not so different from how you override machines. I override focuses.
And you can spy through other Eclipse's focuses too.
Usually. All I'll say is that overriding the connections is complicated.
Is there any chance that Elizabeth Sobek could still be alive somehow?
It's highly unlikely, but not impossible. Some of the ancient data I've recovered includes mentions of life extension techniques. Pharmaceuticals, mostly, an ancient word for medicine. But some were still trying to perfect ways of freezing and unfreezing people.
Freezing and unfreezing people?
Cryogenics, they called it. But there were problems with it. Given Elizabeth's technological acumen, I can't definitively rule out that she found a way to make herself immortal. But this is speculation. Wasting time.
So far as I can tell, the Eclipse are just following orders. It's Hades who wants me dead. Who is he?
I don't know. The Eclipse describe him as a buried shadow, some kind of devil.
That thing that spoke to me outside, that made that focus explode. That was Hades. It didn't seem like a person or a machine. More like a phantom. With a terrible voice.
All that's certain is that he wants you dead.
Because of my connection to Elizabeth. Has to be.
Hades is using the Eclipse to resurrect FARO robots.
But if Elizabeth found a way to stop them centuries ago, if she made special weapons, maybe Hades is worried I'll do the same thing.
In some of the ancient data I've recovered, there are hints of so-called super weapons being developed. Maybe to stop the robots, the civilization of the old ones had to destroy itself.
Elizabeth told Ted FARO she was headed for a place called U.S. Robot Command to tell people about Zero Dawn.
The place still exists as a ruin. The Asaram call it the Grave Horde.
Grave Horde. Cheery name.
You'll find it in the Eastern Mountains, buried under the tangled coils of a metal devil, or a BOR-7 Horus, rather, as we're learning to call them. I'll contact you when you get there.
I can't wait. Someday we'll meet in person, and your manners had better be improved.
Well, there was a lot of info dump.
Getting down will be a lot faster than getting up here, at least.
Yes.
U.S. Robot Command next. To learn the secrets of Zero Dawn.
Yeah, and we're gonna do that next time. For right now, I'm gonna leave this episode here. See all of you. Bye.